forgiveness work so far had to do with my sexual abuse as a child. I don't want to make light of this. There's a lot of suffering that goes on in the world. So I got a lot of mileage for a lot of years out of telling my story and getting people to go, oh baby, oh, that. And so I ran into a teacher out here in California who got right in my face. He said, Edwene, this victim stuff has gone far enough, Toots. It's really a drag, and it's boring the tears out of the rest of us. So I went home and I prayed for him. And finally, I got to the point where I realized he knew something I needed to know. So I began to work with him. And I'm going to tell you the bottom line of my healing. Not that it would be your bottom line, but it could be. He said, this didn't happen overnight, folks. It happened over a period of time. But he said, toward the end of our healing sessions, he said, you know, Edwene, in order to heal this childhood trauma completely, what we have to do is create a new story about it. I really didn't know what he was talking about. I've learned since that that's what some psychologists mean when they talk about reframing something. So he said, okay, let me help you. Let's just say then that your new story is this. You came onto the planet to be a woman of power. And because your soul chose that pathway, your soul also chose to take an initiation in the misuse of power. He said, you know what it feels like to be abused, and it's dreadful. You know what it feels like to be abused and battered and beaten and hurt in so many ways. You know what that feels like, and it's horrible. You passed that initiation. It is now safe for you to be a woman of power in the world because you know that you would never, ever abuse or misuse that power. And in that process, you gain that most valuable of all spiritual gifts, the understanding heart. So, folks, whatever your trauma might have been, and it can happen in so many ways, whether it's sexual abuse or maybe you've been in a war situation, or maybe there's been a terrible car wreck, or maybe some crime of some sort. Whatever it is, your job is to create a new story about it. Because the truth, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, everything that has ever happened to me has been for my good. I could not be the woman I am today unless I had had every single experience. And I am not a victim. I chose my pathway at the soul level, not consciously, but at the soul level, so that I can be the woman that I am today. So just take a deep breath and